Ha! All right, this should be an easy one. Someone was asking about how to find reference. Where do you go? Where do you look? I used to use Google image search. I used to even get my reference photos from places like DeviantArt for stock images, which is still fine. But I've just resorted to Pinterest for the past, I don't know, year and a half or so. It's really great. And I follow a bunch of boards that are pretty useful. And if you go to, if you search my name and you go to my profile, you'll see that there's actually, you have to click boards. You'll see that there's a bunch of different folders, or let's say Pinterest boards that I made. If you want like tech for like something sci-fi, I have a folder called NASA, and there's a bunch of like ships and spacesuits and cool shots and whatever. So this is really fun, and it's crazy because I collect all these images, but I never go back to them. There's something really fun about just collecting them and making albums, and like every one that I save, I'm like, oh, this could be cool for that idea, this could be cool for this idea, and it just never happens. That probably happens to a lot of people. Anyway, I have another folder, action RPG. It's not always reference. Sometimes it's just inspiration, like, oh, this would be really fun to kind of make something similar, right? So it's not that difficult to make a board. Dragons, fan art, cosplay, great lighting. So the lighting one has a range of different things. I mean, we have studio lighting of like portraits and whatnot, but also actually none of these are studio lights, but just examples that I think are decent lighting and things that you could sort of take an idea from, like, okay, well, this is kind of three-point lighting where you have the main light, the fill light, and a key light in the back, that kind of thing. Whereas over here, it's more like sunlight, right? So there are so many different options of lighting. I should probably add way more to this. I actually have a whole other folder of lighting on my computer that I reference as well. So forest components, costume details, hair, fantasy armor. Okay, let's take a look at this. Yeah, I mean, obviously a lot of it is not actually from fantasy. Some of it's actual helmets and armor from like museums and stuff, but then other things that I think could be cool inspirations for whether silhouette, shape, color, design language, and whatnot. So there's that. Man, I just want to draw all of this right now. I gotta pack them. I got a flight in the morning. But let's see, what else we got? Yeah, tutorials to explain for YouTube. I put this together like a while back. I'm like, I'm gonna explain all these. That never happened, but it still can. We can still do this. A lot of these are pretty straightforward. I mean, the thing is, it's like with these images, you can certainly go through and like copy them step by step, but a lot of people are like still confused. So I'll see what I can do. What else do we got here? There's just the boards with just my work on there and tutorials, characters, animation characters, pencil art. Oh, these are pretty good. So in a lot of my classes, whether it's at Art Center, Brainstorm, or CGMA, I talk a lot about shape design. So there's three main shapes: triangles, squares, and circles. And I just made these boards that kind of have good examples of whether it's a character or a prop or a mech that exhibits good use of that shape. So in this case, it's definitely triangular. A lot of pointy things, a lot of things that kind of have sharp edges and stuff. And then we have the secret boards down there, but rectangle, square, these are all obviously very rugged, very solid, very structural, and they kind of present this idea of strength, right? So that's what you can do with that. And then circular, which is got a text message. Yeah, like very cute, very welcoming. Even though they're like robots, it's hard to see this as threatening, right? So I made a board of those as well. Very circular and round. You should certainly make boards as well and kind of collect examples of what you think are good examples of whatever that might be. Oh, there's a creatures one. Oh, house design. Man, I made some of these and I just completely forgot about them. Creatures is a fun one. A lot of good concept art in here. Dragons, lizards, and whatnot, and miniatures. The miniatures are a really great reference because if you want reference that has decent or at least believable lighting, you could look at a painting, but a miniature already has the rules of, let's say, physical light happening onto it. So it's pretty straightforward. A lot of great shape design happening here. Oh yeah, so in one of my classes, one of the assignments, we were focusing on environments for that project. I had them design a kind of like hidden forest, fantasy kind of like house, cottage situation, like a fairy tale thing. We had a blast doing that, so it was pretty fun. And that was the reference I provided for that. Then characters for animation. So I don't know. I'm not going to go through all my boards here, but just to give you an example of what I do when I'm collecting reference. What is down here? Oh yeah, that's stuff. Okay. Right on. Hope that was helpful. I know it's like when you're looking for reference and you don't know where to look or whatever, but you could start with what I have here if you want, and start building from there. And I think every artist should have their own library of content that that's kind of distinct for you. If you're gonna see something and you think that you're supposed to like it because of whatever, that's not as strong as, oh, I actually like something, right? So everything on my boards, I like it for one reason or another. And I actually tend to sometimes go back and say, I don't like this anymore, and I'll get rid of it. And so it's also another thing that can help you discover what you actually like and what you don't like. So, because for a long time I thought I was supposed to like certain art because of, I don't know, it was made by masters or something, and then I realized no, it's kind of boring, like whatever. But yeah, so that's just a quick little video on my Pinterest board. Feel free to follow me on here, and the link should be in the description. And yeah, all right, over and out.